Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Diplomat's Desk. I am your host Meet Shah. So today we are taking a deep dive into one of the most fascinating geopolitical contradictions of our time. Can Japan truly claim that Japan is back while its population is collapsing? Its immigration policies are hardening and its economy is still struggling to keep pace with global powers. On the surface, Japan is having a moment, but underneath there is a crisis building, one that will shape Asia's future. Let's unpack this. Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, has arrived with an unmistakable message. Japan will be assertive, security focused, and unapologetically nationalistic. She has called out China over Taiwan, drawn comparisons to Margaret Thatcher, and impressed Washington's, including President Donald Trump, while reviving Shinzo Abe's old slogan, Japan is back. Its powerful political theater, it signals renewed ambition on the world stage. But slogans are only meaningful if they match reality. So today we ask, what does Japan is back means? And can it coexist with rising anti-immigration politics and a shrinking populations? Let's examine with facts. Japan, once the world's second largest economy, in 1989, the height of its economic power, Japan had 123 million people, a booming middle class, and the world's top four companies by market value. Fast forward to 2025, the population is roughly 123.4 million, almost unchanged. But the workforce is dramatically smaller. Japan has fallen to the fifth largest economy. Its GDP is now smaller than the market cap of Nvidia. Using inflation adjusted numbers, Japan's economy grew approximately 40% in 25 years. The US economy more than doubled. So, median household income tells the story more starkly. United States $83,000 and Japan $27,000. Even adjusting for cost of living, the gap is huge. So, is Japan back? Economically, not yet. Geopolitically, Japan is more vocal, but domestically, the country faces a demographic emergency. So, Japan is losing almost 1 million people every year. Let me break that down. Working age population peaked in 1995 at 87 million. Today it's 73.7 million. So by 2040 it will be dropped below 60 million. That's a loss equivalent to the entire population of South Korea within a generation. Meanwhile, fertility rate 1.15, one of the lowest in the world. Marriage rates collapsing, rural areas dying, over 9 million abandoned homes nationwide. By 2040, only 1.5 workers per retiree. So, this is not just a demographic issue, it's economic, social, and national security critical. No major power in history has maintained global influence while its society shrank at this speed. So, here's the paradox. Japan urgently needs people, but politically the country is becoming more and more anti-immigration than ever. Why? First, over-tourism backlash. Foreign tourists reached 36.9 million in 2024. Cities like Kyoto and Nara are overwhelmed. Viral videos of misbehaving tourists fuel resentment. But tourists are not immigrants, yet the anger blends together. Second, rise of the far-right Sensito party. Their message is simple: Japanese first. It resonates with voters anxious about wages and identity. Third, identity concerns. Many Japanese still equate being truly Japanese with ethnicity, making long-term integration difficult. And the fourth is economic insecurity. 40% of workers in non-permanent jobs, sluggish wages, a sense of decline. So to win politically, leaders move right. Even Takeichi repeats stories like foreigners kicking deer to tap into voter sentiment. So, but the irony is stunning. Japan's foreign resident population is just 3.2%. Japan is resisting immigration before immigration has even started. Now, what is Takechi actually proposing? Some policies are symbolic. For example, stricter checks for foreigners, tougher talk on dual citizenship, higher taxes for tourists. Some are practical, revoking permanent residency for chronic tax dodgers, monitoring real estate speculation, considering higher visa fees. But here's the issue. A tenfold increase in visa renewal costs to 1 lakh yen would price out low-wage workers from countries Japan depends on. So Japan already offers lower pay, high taxes, long working hours, a difficult language, and a limited social integration, making immigration harder, risks choking the very sectors keeping Japan running, that is elder care, construction, manufacturing, transportation, and retail. So in short, Japan needs workers to stop shrinking, but politics could shut the door. Let's zoom out. Impact on the United States. A strong Japan is essential for the Indo-Pacific strategy, but a shrinking Japan means lower defense manpower, budget constraints, greater reliance on the US military. This reduces Japan's strategic autonomy. Impact on China. China sees this as an opportunity. An inward-looking Japan is easier to manage, but Japan's hawkish stance on Taiwan increases tensions. Both nations are aging, but Japan is aging faster. Impact on South Korea. South Korea faces an even lower fertility rate, that is 0.72. Both countries may eventually need immigrations, but nationalism makes cooperation hard. Impact on Southeast nations. This is Japan increasingly relies on Southeast Asian workers, but anti-foreigner rhetoric could drive them away, causing labor shortages in crucial industries. Japan's internal choices ripple across Asia. Now let's talk about India, because India is poised to gain the most. India is young, median age around 28, and the Japan's median age around 49. So Japan needs IT engineers, digital specialists, infrastructure builders, healthcare workers, AI researchers. India can fill these gaps, especially as Japan's talent pipeline shrinks. So Japan is also a major investor in India, funding Delhi Metro, bullet train collaborations, industrial corridors, manufacturing clusters, digital and semiconductor partnerships. So as Japan's domestic workforce shrinks, Japanese firms will shift more operations abroad, and India is one of the most attractive destinations. At the geopolitical level, Japan and India share concerns about China strengthening the Quad and cooperate on maritime security in the Indo-Pacific. A weaker Japanese workforce system means Japan will rely even more heavily on India for both talent and strategic balance. In short, Japan's demographic decline amplifies India's rise. So, can Japan truly claim that Japan is back? Culturally, yes. Diplomatically, yes. Strategically, Japan is more active than any time in the past 20 years. But demographically and economically, Japan is at a crossroads. So, if it continues down a path of rising nationalism, closed immigrations, and political rhetoric over policy solutions, then Japan is back will remain a slogan and not a reality. But if Japan chooses openness, managed immigration, technological innovation, and smarter social reforms, it can stabilize its decline and remain a major power in Asia. Because in geopolitics, you cannot be back unless your society is moving forward. Thank you for watching this. See you in the next one.